planning board meeting for the month of May to order. Did everybody get a chance to look over the minutes from last month? Yep, Mallory so moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Larry seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All set. We'll start the 2 to 39 referrals. The Honorable Patrice Perry presenting.
I'm not honorable. I guess I shouldn't have said that, should I? I'm not the honorable. I'm not elected. I'm appointed, so.
I think Oswaldo was going to have it say that in front of your name.
You led me right into that one, Tim. Okay, so the first referral is from the Town of Canaan 21023. The applicant is Ellen Austin. It's an area variance for an existing fence. So let's open that up. Okay.
Sounds like a pleasant deal, huh?
I had that feeling when I was reading it.
People are something.
Okay, so the location is the Town of Canaan Zoning Board of Appeals. The location is 1584 County Route 5, next to O'Grady Lane. It should read Lane and not Road on the referral summary. Sorry about that. Proposed action is an area variance for an existing fence. It's within 500 feet of a county highway. The existing zoning is RA1. Existing land use is residential, surrounding is residential, and the parcel is approximately 1.37 acres, and the structures are existing. Let's get to some other graphics here. You can see this shows pretty well. This is the railroad property, and this is the adjacent property owner that lives to the rear of them. Okay, so this fence is located on the applicant's property. If you can see right here, this is the fence boundary here, and it's along this pavement, and it extends towards the front, and then it juts in a little bit here, and then heads towards the rear parcel boundary. This is a lane in between, used to be known as Hamilton Schilling Lane, and now it's referred to as O'Grady Lane. And it previously was 9 feet wide and gravel or dirt, and at some point in time it was paved. And they presented a lot of history with this application. The existing fence, proposed setback or existing, is plus or minus 18 feet from the center line of County Route 5 and 11 feet from the center line of O'Grady, also known as Hamilton Schilling Lane. The required setback in the town is, it must be for fences, they must be located outside the right of way and 25 feet from the center line of any town or county right of way, street or private way. This also was subject of an interpretation, and the ZBA determined that this lane was in fact a lane and a way and not in fact a driveway, which triggered the need for the requirement for an area variance. Right now there's an order to remedy from the code enforcement officer in the town for the Austins to obtain an area variance for the location of the fence. I can show you some more pictures. The pictures that we saw that were on the drive were black and white, and they were really hard to see, but I can show you some color photos. Give you a better idea what the site conditions are. This is the surveyor's stake that was removed and then found on her property inside of her tire. This shows another image of the boundary where this is the structure, this is the property, and showing where the drive is, or the way is located. And this, you could see an image of the looking from the street, and that's the front of the house. Here's another image of the lane, of the way traveling to the rear to access the other residents behind them. He's showing image with a car, and you can see the fence is right along the edge of the pavement.
How long has this fence been there?
What's that?
How long has this fence been up?
Since
Like
2002, I think.
2002, based on what the information that we received.
And now
So,
they're worried about it?
well, there was apparently there was a complaint from the, I believe the neighbors to the rear that use this to access their property. And that's where the order to remedy came from the code enforcement officer. We didn't find that there was any countywide impact from this, and we have no comments. There was one other reason for the complaint. That was the emergency vehicles, the large fire truck, the ladder truck wasn't able to make the turn to get onto the lane, but there is another piece of correspondence in the referral package from the Creative Fire Department that indicates that the first response can access through O'Grady Lane, and if they needed to get the larger ladder truck, they would be able to go here using this railroad access if they needed to bring a larger truck back here. So
Okay,
I didn't see if there's any countywide impact from this.
lucky for us. Anybody, any questions or comments? We'll entertain a motion.
Patrick will make a motion.
Patrick,
I'll second it.
Ed seconds it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion is carried. Local decision.
The next is 21024V, Village of Chatham Planning Board. The applicant is Arthur Anderson. The location is 34 Center Street, New York State Route 66. It's the mobile home replacement issuance of a special use permit. The existing zoning is residential, and it is an existing mobile home park, and the surrounding land use is residential. The parcel is approximately 1.7 acres. And they're proposing to add 3 mobile homes. This is the location for 1, 2, and the third here. You can see what the existing condition is. I don't, there's existing access off of Center Street. There are 10 existing structures in the park, and they're proposing to renovate these existing structures. And I pulled, if you read on the referral summary, I pulled a little piece off of the website for Art Park Homes that they are, I quote, "We are radically transforming the old mobile home park off Center Street in Chatham into a community for creatives and innovators. Vintage mobile homes are being upcycled into chic and eco-friendly dwellings, each with their own separate studio, indoor-outdoor gallery spaces available to display art." So this, there are existing parking spaces for each of the existing mobile home units. And there's also, this is federal wetland abutting here. There's a flood zone abutting the parcel, and also federal wetlands associated with that. We didn't find there was countywide impact from this, but I have a couple of comments that the water and sewer that to establish on the site plan the locations, if there's an on-site system where it is located, or if it is in fact connected to the village water and sewer. And if any review is required for Department of Health, that would be applicable as well. Also, in the application, there's different references. One section calls for replacement and expansion. And it's also noted, not clear on the site plan, if the proposed dwellings are replacements on existing pads or if they're actually new mobile home sites. I'm just suggesting that they clarify whether this is an application for an expansion of a pre-existing non-conforming use, adding new mobile homes, or if they're replacing pre-existing non-conforming mobile homes and continuing the non-conforming use.
They also mentioned the tiny homes too, right?
Yeah, they,
I don't really know what the difference.
Well, they look pretty small compared to the ones that are there.
well, yeah, I think, well, the ones that are coming in are I believe are these. They are, they're small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are two different units. One has sleeping for, looks like would accommodate four, because there's a sleeping on the second level and on the first level. And then the other style, which is smaller still, has accommodations for sleeping only on the one area here. But yes, they're very compact.
Yeah. Yeah, get along.
Yeah, nowhere to hide.
Well, I gotta say this. They've got the park, when you drive by, they've got it cleaned up in there. And all the mobile homes that are in there are all painted. Different designs on some of them. Very, very nice. There you go.
Here's the art. This is their website. These are some of the interior shots.
It's something that's been quietly happening. I didn't know.
So they've been renovating apparently the ones that are on site, and then they're bringing in the three new ones.
Wow.
Apparently there's a gallery component to it as well, but that was not really included as part of the site plan. So I just happened to determine that from the website. So, okay.
Very good. Thanks.
The other comment I have, number 4, is on the EAF on question 13. It's checked no about the with regard to the federal wetlands. And number 5, that DOT approval would be required for any improvements proposed for the existing access. They don't mention any, but and also suggesting that the fire chief review.
Okay. Is there any other questions or comments?
Make a
Nope.
motion.
Larry so moves with the comments. Is there a second?
Second.
Steve seconds it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is carried. Local decision with comments. I'm pretty sharp looking.
Okay, the next is 21025V, Town of Livingston Planning Board. It's the Hudson Park LLC Glam Restaurant. It's located at 3521 US Route 923. The proposed use is to establish a restaurant in an existing structure. It's approval of a site plan within 500 feet of a state highway, and also a municipal boundary. This is the boundary between the town of Greenport and the town of Livingston. This application is just from Livingston. You can see the existing structure here. If you recall, some years ago, it was proposed, most recently, a school was located in here, a private school. It's now vacant and being restaurant would be reestablished in here. Before the school, there was also a couple of different restaurants, and prior to that, it was actually a retail food store at one point. And it was also proposed to be part of the larger baseball park
Oh, okay.
at one point in time. So
The old
that existing,
Drive-in theater.
correct. Let's get to the site plan. Just to give you an idea of the larger vicinity. Here's the site, the boundary line between the two municipalities, and this is the intersection between 9H, 923. Bell's Pond is over here. Okay, so the existing zoning is C1. The existing land use is vacant commercial. Surrounding is ag, commercial, and residential. The structure is existing. The parcel is approximately 9.5 acres. Site plan review is required in order to establish a restaurant in an existing structure. Proposing to establish a farm-to-table restaurant serving lunch and dinner. It's categorized as casual dining. They will also be selling ice cream, have cafe style seating, and also a full service bar with a patio in the rear. They're also proposing to keep the playground, and they would be open Tuesday through Saturday. There are two existing access points off of the state highway here in the town of Livingston and one in the town of Greenport. They are proposing parking for 18 spaces in Livingston, and there's also additional parking, overflow parking here in Greenport. The existing water, they have letters in the application where Department of Health approved in 2012 the water supply for 99 seats in the restaurant. And there's also an on-site sewage disposal and has a valid current species permit through 2025. The parcel is also within 500 feet of parcels in Ag District, Potomajerskis, and they have active agriculture on them. So we didn't find that there was countywide impact from this. Having some comments. Oops, too far. The first, based on the Ag District number 4 proximity, that an ag data statement is required. On the EAF, on question number 13, suggests they verify the location of the federal wetlands because our mapper is showing a little bit runs through this area over here. Also, any proposed improvements to the access that DOT may require would require DOT approval. Would also require Columbia County Department of Health approval for the food service component. And number 5 also requires a license from the New York State Liquor Authority for selling and serving alcoholic beverages on site.
Good, very, very thorough. Is there any other questions or comments?
Good location.
Is that you want to make that in the form of a motion then? Larry supports that. Larry so moves. Is there a second?
A second.
Rick seconds it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's carried. Local decision with comments.
Okay, the next one is 21026, Town of Kinderhook Planning Board. Carolina Eastern Vale Incorporated is the applicant in the Niverville location. an idea of where it is in the town of Kinderhook. It's hard to even see here, but here's Kinderhook Lake. And Carrollville parcel is right in here. Felicia's over this area. This shows part of the parcel. I don't know. And this shows the entire parcel. There was a merger of two parcels here to combine one. Okay, so the location is 4180 County Route 28, which is Main Street, and it's on the east side near the corner with Railroad Avenue. It's amending the site plan, and it's within 500 feet of a county highway, County Route 28, and the existing zoning is B1 MFO. The existing land use is the commercial industrial, the railroad. The parcel is 1.3 acres, and the proposed structure is 5,400 square feet. Anyway. Okay, so they're proposing to remove this existing barn and this existing house. This structure would remain as would the other existing structures. Here's Railroad Avenue, Main Street, County Route, the post office. You can see the rail lines back there. So this is the proposed location of the proposed structure, which would be a 70 by 60 metal structure. The, as I mentioned before, the parcel was merged. Parcel number 23.2-132 was merged with 23.2-132.2. There's access off of Railroad Avenue. They are not proposing any potable water nor sanitary facilities in the proposed structure, and they are proposing wall-mounted lights on the exterior of the building. We didn't find any countywide impact from this, and we had no comments. We had this a few years ago. They were doing some other changes in this area.
I'll make a motion, we accept staff's recommendation.
Is there a second? Mallory seconds. Ed made the motion. Mallory seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Just Patrick will abstain from this one.
Okay.
Okay.
For the record.
Thank you. Motion passes with local decision.
And this last was not on the original, the draft agenda that went out. It came after I sent the agenda out. So this is an additional referral 21027V, the town of Greenport. It's referral from the planning board. The applicant is 5986 Route 9G LLC. And that is the location, which is actually where the where 9G intersects Middle Road. Oops.
The body shop,
Yes, correct. Used to be a body shop.
right on the corner.
And every once in a while, in GIS, things don't line up, and this happens to be one of them because this should be over here, this little triangle.
Ludo.
What's that?
Just get Oswaldo should be able to fix that. Technical guru, you know?
So anyways, the proposed action is to establish a retail, furniture, and design business. Approval of a site plan within 500 feet of the state highway. There's no zoning in Greenport. The existing structure is vacant commercial The surrounding is residential and commercial. The parcel is approximately 0.62 acres, and the structure is approximately 4,800 square feet. So these are the existing conditions. Existing access here, Middle Road, this is 9G. So they're proposing, the name of the business would be Hudson Design Center. And the access off of 9G, and they're looking to put the access further south on the parcel here. And the DOT review is underway and in process. There's a paved parking area here on the southern part of the parcel with 16 parking spaces, including 2 ADA. There will be interior and exterior renovations on the existing structure. They're proposing a concrete sidewalk around the perimeter of the structure with little ramps, ADA access here. You can see all of them. There's an existing on-lot well for water, and it is right here. And the manhole for the holding tank for septic is located in this area. They will have a private waste hauler to empty the septic tank, the holding tank. There's also proposing using the additional sign mount here with their proposed signage in this area right near the entrance. And this access off of Middle Road is under review by the town. If that's going to be, they're going to be requiring any controls or, and they're also, the site has also been reviewed by the fire department. We didn't find any countywide impact from this, but just the one comment stating that the DOT approval will be required for the changes to the improvements to the existing access.
Yep. Okay. Are there any questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
I do.
Rick so moves. Was there? Who else was there? Who seconds it?
I will.
Mallory seconds it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ed, you're
I have
abstaining.
to abstain, yes.
Ed will be abstaining. Motion passed. Local decision. One comment. Nice job.
Thank you. I just have a couple of things. There's a training session that is co-sponsored by Columbia and Greene County, and that will be on June 3rd and 10th. There are two. I can send you the link to register. They are virtual still. It's with the Department of State. The June 3rd session is comprehensive planning, and it's from 4 to 6. And the June 10th is introduction to zoning, and that's also from 4 to 6. Then we also received a resolution from the town of Taconic to exempt the certain actions from referral to the county planning board. They had only adopted a short list and have only adopted for the ZBA at one point in time. So now this was adopted by the town board, so it would apply to all of them. And I also made the change to the current sample resolution, adding the residential solar, but I'll send that sample resolution out to everyone so you can look at it and see if you have any suggestions for any other changes or additions or subtractions that you might think would be appropriate at this point. So I'll do that.
Okay.
And then I did want to mention that for the Hecate, the Copake Solar, the large solar farm, that they have switched from the Article 10 process to the 94C process. They made that decision. So that is how that project is going to be reviewed. I was listened into an open house they had a couple of weeks ago, and they've made quite a bit of change, and there was a lot of questions, and they've decreased the number of array or how they're arranged. And the storage batteries are no longer part of the development, but it's moving forward. So if I know any more, I will keep you apprised of that. That's all I have.
By changing to this newer process, that fast tracks it a little bit.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. It takes the local. It takes a lot of the local control out of the process, and it goes to the review board, and the state makes the final decision about the project. And actually, the County Board of Supervisors adopted a resolution in opposition to the project in support of the town of Copic, because the town of Copic is also opposed to the project.
Still all ag land though.
Yes.
That's the problem. We don't make ag land anymore.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, they're citing that, there's a process in NYSERDA that's underway that to undertake an action within an ag district. So there is a process that NYSERDA has in place with ag and markets, and that's underway. But
Okay. So let's see. In addition to all this, I attended last night. Virtually the workshop on natural resources. It was pretty good. I found it to be very practical, and I think it's a good tool that local planning boards and and ZBAs and town officials will be able to use quite easily. I think, don't you, Patrice?
yes.
Once we get people educated, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. We actually have Don Meltz, who did all the mapping, or has the mapping skills in that, to kind of show us how you can actually use it. I got Gretchen and the other lady from DEC, Gretchen Stevens, was it? And
Stevens from Hudsonia.
yeah, and Ingrid Heckel from DEC both did a great job, and they did a little bit different. We had breakout sessions near the end of it, and that was pretty interesting too. But so it was good. And one of the things that was made as a comment during this was what they mentioned the solar law, Kinderhook. Larry, I thought you might find this of interest. How the town board didn't adopt it just yet. They're going through further review, and I don't know if it's geared towards the rewording having to do with the farmland or just what some of the changes are going to be, but they're still working on that.
I think I heard a little bit in last week's meeting. They talked about there was a lot of public input and feedback,
Yeah,
and they decided to table it for a month and do some more homework before they actually went forward with it. So
yeah,
it's quite limiting what they want to do. It pretty much eliminates the possibility of having a solar panel in Kinderhook.
yeah.
It's
I think Connecticut and Massachusetts, they won't allow any ag land to be taken for solar.
yeah. Well, this one said that had that wording in it too, the Kinderhook law.
Yeah.
So
Well, hopefully they'll work it out to get a little bit of flexibility so that they can benefit some. I understand all that. The other thing is that the New York Planning Federation, if you go to their website, they've got 4 seminars coming up. The first one kicks off June 2nd, in 2 weeks. They're all based on solar, siting, regulating, the benefits of it. The Planning Federation is working with NYSERDA. They've got some top level speakers, and it should be quite interesting. It's what we're doing, and what the Planning Federation is doing in place of a conference this year. At the end of each session, they're going to give out the awards that they normally give out for for outstanding planning board chair, ZBA person, and things like that. So it might be something you folks are interested in. It's also accredited for the hours and that. So, I think anything else, Patrice?
I don't have anything else.
Does anybody else have anything bring before this illustrious board?
No.
Do you think we'll be in person next month, Patrice, or more since I spoke to you
They
yesterday?
extended the emergency through June 12th, but we had we are there loosening their requirements for masking in the office. So as the whole state is, so that begins tomorrow. As far as I know, all of the meetings are still going to be virtual, but I don't know otherwise. So as soon as I know, I will let you know.
Okay. So we'll say thank you very much, Oswaldo, once again for your help. And I guess we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:07 or thereabouts. Plus or minus. Just put plus or minus there, Patrice. We don't have to be so exact. Just plus or minus.
7:06.
Good night, everyone.